wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the second season of the NNSCRA SRX series. We are glad to be back here with new liveries, a couple new faces, but the same old competitive style of racing that we saw in the inaugural season. We ended up for the very first time crowning co-champions, and what a springboard, if you will, to begin off this new season of the series. We thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys are ready, as tonight these drivers will take to Stafford Motor Speedway for the season opener. This track was second on the schedule last season. It has jumped up to the season opener. All the other races have kind of moved back a week on the schedule. A big reason was Stafford was very impressive in the style of racing and the excitement that it brought to the table last year, that it was pretty much the unanimous choice to be the one that opens up this second season of the SRX series. Of course, a big thank you to all the drivers in the field here today. They are locked into the field and this series based off of their contributions to the Back to Bristol 2022 GoFundMe. And if you'd like to be a part of this field as well, you can end up making your start as early as next week, or you can end up waiting until the third season if we end up doing one, by contributing any amount to our GoFundMe. The link is in the description below. Again, a big thank you to everyone that has donated so far, and best of luck to them today here in the season opener. So we mentioned the fact that last year it ended up being a tie for the points lead at the end of the season, and thusly Carson Gum, the pole sitter for today's race, and Michael Norman, who'll be rolling off the grid from fourth, they come into this season as the defending champions, both of them co-champions in Season 1. As a matter of fact, why don't we take you through the starting lineup here today, as it will be Carson Gum in the purple car alongside of Austin LaPlante in the neon green. Nick Gunther, new face in the field here this season. He'll be rolling off from third place in the teal car, and he'll be alongside of Michael Norman in the familiar blue car. The tan machine of Levi McIntyre is going to roll off from the fifth position. He'll be alongside of Seth Cole, the yellow car, in sixth. Seventh place is where we find the orange machine of Jesse Turner, who is the defending winner of this race one season ago. He'll be seventh alongside of the white machine of Benjamin Miles in eighth. We've got another new face in the field here this season. That is Ali Liera. She's going to be rolling off from the ninth position in the pink car. And alongside of her is going to be Dylan Young in the neon green machine. LaPlante's in the green machine. Dylan Young in the neon green machine. He will be completing the top 10. The third and final new face this season is going to be Jovan Anderson. He'll be rolling off from the 11th position. Jovan in the Scion machine. And alongside of him is going to be the red machine of Keith Batson. He will be 12th and last car in the field for the season opener. Let's go down trackside for pre-race ceremonies and the command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
Let's take a look at our race info heading into tonight. Going to be 30 laps of racing here for the first stage. We'll have a halfway break, and then the field will get inverted for the final 30 laps of this race. 60 laps in total here today. Carson Gum. Last season, it was the second half of the season where things really picked up for him. Michael Norman, the first half of the season, based off of really a lot of Stage 1 victories, was able to open up a pretty big points gap, but Carson Gum reeled him in, and by the end of the season, the two of them found themselves with the same amount of points. But Season 2 is now underway. Green flag waves at Stafford. Clearing for the top position off of turn 4 will be Carson Gum. He'll lead the first lap as they are 3 wide behind him. It's Benjamin Miles in the middle, Jesse Turner on the bottom, Seth Cole on the top side of that 3 wide, and he's going to the back quickly. Almost was in the middle of another 3 wide situation with Dylan Young and Ali Liera. Levi McIntyre pushing up the track there into Benjamin Miles. So we got a wreck up ahead. That is Michael Norman and Nick Gunther going around. Gunther keeps it rolling. Norman's going to loop it. And that should be our first caution of the day, first caution of the season. It'll take place on lap number 3 as Carson Gum will lead them back to the start-finish line. For the most part, it looked like a pretty harmless spin for both machines. Michael Norman maybe some damage on the right rear. So we'll go back and take a look here at what happened. This would have been a battle probably for the 3rd position as both Gunther and Norman rolled off on row 2. It's just like maybe not enough room given here off of turn 4. Gunther mashes the throttle down, thought he could clear Michael. And Michael was still there. Gets squeezed up into the wall. Gunther continues to go up and ends up getting spun around. And, well, there was some contact for Levi McIntyre. See, he does have some damage on the front end now as a result. So 3-car incident. And that's more than likely where the rear end damage on the right rear of Michael Norman's car came from. Let's take the onboard with Levi McIntyre and see just how hard a hit that was. I don't think it'll be enough to take him out of the race. We've got a lot of different things here this season as opposed to last year that we have to kind of let everybody know about. Here's the onboard with Levi. Now, certainly some slight contact there. Don't know if that's going to be enough to send him back to the garage area. So, for those that are unfamiliar with how the SRX series works, let's update you on a couple of things that are the same from last season to this season. One of them is, as stated, at the midway portion of this race, the field will get inverted from how they finish Stage 1 to how they start Stage 2. If a driver at any point in Stage 1 DNFs from the race, they are not out of the race entirely. They would just start EOL in the second stage. If they DNF in the second stage, they are out of the race entirely. Now, one of the big things that is entirely different this season than there was last season is the point system, more so in the first half of the race than the second half. In the first half of the race last season, only the top 3 got points. The winner getting, I believe it was 20 points, second place getting 15, and third place getting 10. But that has completely changed. All 12 drivers will get points at the end of the first stage, with the winner getting 12 and 12th place getting 1. You can pretty much do the math on down. So it is a little bit closer in that regard. The points are pretty similar to how they were last season for the finishing results at the end of this race. 25 points to the winner, 22 to second, 20 to third. 4th place gets 18, 5th place gets 16. It goes down by intervals of 2 all the way down to 12th, which would get 2 points for the final finishing position. So the points were close last year with the point system we have. We'll have to see how close it's going to be with the point system we have here today and this season. So Carson Gum will be the one to get us back under the green. Austin LaPlante will be in second. 3rd place, Jesse Turner, who did a really good job of working his way up from 7th starting spot up to 3rd now. 4th place is going to be Ali Liera and Levi McIntyre. Completed the top 5 as the green flag is back in the air on lap number 9. Single file restart here, obviously, and we'll see if that might be what Austin LaPlante needs to get up here to Carson Gum. Double wide back there. That is around the, I believe, 7th position. And we've got a caution. And that was the driver that was alongside that I was just going to notice. That was Benjamin Miles. He and Keith Batson were side by side for 9th place. And it looks like Benjamin Miles got the short end of the stick on that exchange off of turn number 4, as we had a drag race to the line for the lead under caution. Carson Gum by half a car length going to win out over Austin LaPlante. Let's go back and see what exactly happened there. Another caution, another somewhat harmless looking spin, and it's almost deja vu to what we had happen earlier with Nick Gunther and Michael Norman. Miles pushing up the track just a little bit there, and he and Keith Batson kept making some contact with each other from turn 4 heading to the start-finish line. A little bit of a hit there to the left front of Nick Gunther in the teal machine. Don't know how badly that's going to affect him. Obviously, with us having the halfway mark, drivers will come down pit road. We know they'll be inverted from where they finished in stage 1, but it also gives them the opportunity to repair any potential damage in preparation for the second half of the race. We talked about the new faces in the field here this season. Ali Liera right now running in 4th place. Nick Gunther was involved in that first caution. Jovan Anderson started back in 11th. He's now up to 8th. Really cool to see those new faces in the field. And again, if you want to be a part of this season of the SRX Series, you can make a start as soon as next week at Five Flag Speedway. Just head to the link in the description below and just donate whatever amount you see fit. And you automatically get locked into this season of the SRX Series. I think this has been so successful, we may end up doing several seasons of this. You also get locked into special drawings at the end of each month as well. We've got the dollar drawing, which there's some 164 die cast up for grabs in that raffle. And then, of course, our usual 124 scale drawing for every $5 that is donated. Gets you an entry for one of those die casts. So if you've been keeping tabs on this channel, you already know what those particular prizes are. And again, appreciate everybody in the field here today that has donated at some point during our GoFundMe fundraiser. Talked about some new things. How about the new liveries on these race cars here this season? The NSCRA logo, a lot more legible, bigger on the side of the race car. I think my favorite part about this livery, though, is much like the SRX cars, you've got that kind of double line just above the front wheels. Pretty cool to see all the different colors here as well. All of the drivers took part in the inaugural season, bringing over the same colors that they drove in that season now to season 2. But we've got cyan and teal and pink in the field here as well, and there are a couple of more rides, a couple more colors that have not been taken, and they, as stated, could be yours. Well, we are halfway through the first half of this race. So a quarter of the way through. Carson Gum's going to get us back under green here, as I just saw that last time by. Lights were out atop the pace car, and it has hit pit road. So into the restart zone, Carson Gum will go up through the gears, and we are back underway here at Stafford. And LaPlante, not wasting any time. He's going to try and open the door on the inside of Carson Gum through 1 and 2. Got blocked there a little bit, and now that's going to bring Jesse Turner to the back door in the orange car. Caution's out again. Not getting much opportunity to be able to run green flag laps here in the early going anyway. And Dylan Young may have been the reason for this most recent yellow flag, as rather low on the racetrack there, coming to the caution. Don't see any visible damage. Not sure who he would have made contact with either. I didn't take notice of who he was running around. Let's go back and see if we can find out. Dylan's bringing his machine to pit road, so more contact maybe than originally assumed. Oh, a lot more. Holy cow. I'm not sure we ever had a flip last season, but we did this time. That's Jovan Anderson that Dylan Young gets into. Then Keith Batson's into the left rear quarter panel of Young. And watch right there, the hit into the driver's side door is going to be enough for Dylan Young to go up and over. About once and a half times. He does land back on all four wheels, but my goodness. Dylan Young. A wild ride that maybe nobody expected a driver to take here today at a short track. See if we can get an in-car onboard with Dylan Young. When you climb into the seat of one of these SRX cars, I think you're pretty well assuming that the car is going to stay pretty planted on the racetrack. You don't carry speeds high enough for drivers to think that they'd be flipped over. But this is the onboard with Dylan Young. Wow. And I saw a little plume of smoke there, looked like a gray smoke, out from underneath of that 10 car of Dylan Young, so he very well might be out of this race, and if he is out of this race, then that means that he would be starting shotgun on the field. And that is indeed going to be the case. So Dylan Young will, looks like, have to go to a backup car. And he will be starting 12th in the second stage. So, again, for those that are not familiar with how this works, let me elaborate a little bit more on the inverted field from stage 1 to stage 2. So, Carson Gum, right now, leading this race, if he were to win this stage, take that green and white checkered flag at the conclusion of the 30th lap, that he would be starting back in the 11th position. Why would he not be starting 12th? Well, because Dylan Young is out of this first stage. He is automatically EOL'd at the start of the second stage. Any driver that DNFs in stage 1 has to start at the back in stage 2. So Carson Gum would start back in 11th. LaPlante right now in 2nd would start back in 10th. The driver right now that is running back in the 11th position, which would be Keith Batson, he would be in line right now to start on the pole for the second stage of this race. Carson Gum took that green with 9 laps to go here in stage 1. Let's see if these guys can get a lap completed under green flag conditions, and looks like we may be able to do so. Ooh, Nick Gunther and Jovan Anderson making a little bit of contact there. Benjamin Miles, Michael Norman side by side there. Behind him also, single file up further. So 7th place on back is where they're really battling it out. Carson Gum really wide there off of turn 4, but LaPlante not able to capitalize. He's got his hands full with Jesse Turner. Allison Liera right back there as well in the 4th position, and she's got her hands full with Levi McIntyre. 2nd place. Will it change hands? Turner has the preferred inside line into turn 1, stayed alongside all the way down the front straightaway, and he is not quite clear, not this time anyway. Can he get the power down and clear off of turn 4? Drifts up the track a bit, but so did LaPlante, and Turner will indeed complete the pass. Look at this battle back here for the 4th position. Levi McIntyre, Ali Liera, and Seth Cole as, well, 2nd place battle is back on again. LaPlante crossed Turner over. Oh, little contact. Oh, more than a little. My gracious. Kind of brake check Turner there through 3 and 4, but LaPlante will emerge with the position. Seth Cole to the inside of Ali Liera. That's for 5th. Not quite clear yet. Try again down here into 3 and 4. Ooh, really had to lift out of the gas. Liera drove it in deep, but Seth Cole gets back to the throttle on exit. And he will take the spot. Still wadded up back here with Anderson and Gunther, Miles, Batson, and Norman. These guys might all be battling to see who is going to be the pole sitter for the second stage of this race. Right now, it would be Michael Norman, as the white flag will be displayed next time by for Carson Gum. He's got 6-7 car lengths back to this ongoing battle for second between Turner and LaPlante. 1 point difference here between finishing second and finishing third. 11 points to second place, 10 points to third place. Turner right now has the advantage on the bottom. LaPlante trying to pin him down here. This is going to be fun to watch back to the start-finish line. As out of turn 4, Carson Gum. He will win the first stage of Season 2. Jesse Turner got second. LaPlante will finish in third, followed by McIntyre and Liera. So Carson Gum will get 12 points for the first half of this race. Co-champion with Michael Norman. And starting out the season strong here to maybe try and be a back-to-back champion. Let's see what the finishing results were from this first stage. So Carson Gum with the victory, Turner second, LaPlante in third. Keith Batson, who appears to have maybe had something happen to him on the last lap of the race, he is going to finish in 11th, so he will be the pole sitter for the upcoming second stage. Michael Norman will line up alongside him on the front row. And then Jovan Anderson, Benjamin Miles, and Nick Gunther. That's going to be your top 5 on the grid when we get ready for the second half of this race in the season opener. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. These drivers will have the opportunity to repair damage, change tires, make adjustments, whatever necessary, as we prepare to conclude this first race of the second season of the NNSCRA SRX Series. Quick commercial break, and we'll be back to the action here at Stafford Motor Speedway. Welcome back to Stafford Motor Speedway as we are now into the second half of this race. Fields inverted, Keith Batson and Michael Norman going to bring us back to the green flag here for the final 30 laps. Jovan Anderson, Benjamin Miles in row 2, Nick Gunther, Seth Cole, row 3. Then Ali Liera, Levi McIntyre, Austin LaPlante, Jesse Turner, the top 10. Carson Gum, who won the first stage, will start all the way back in 11th. And Dylan Young, who DNF'd in the first stage, will start in 12th. Green flag in the air. Who's going to get the first official checkered flag of Season 2? Oh man, Michael Norman into the wall hard, and that's going to stack him up 3 wide going into the corner. Jovan Anderson drives it in deep. Norman's up into the wall again. Something might be amiss on that blue machine. Somehow stay green, but Michael's got right side damage he's going to have to deal with, and that's after great starting track position here for the second half of this race. Nick Gunther, Levi McIntyre, Seth Cole almost 3 wide for third place. Jovan Anderson has now gone to the lead. Batson into second. This is the battle still for third place. Gunther has it for the moment. McIntyre still to the left rear quarter panel, though. They'll drag race into 3 and out of 4. McIntyre pushes up the track a little bit into the left front tire of Gunther, leaving the door open for Seth Cole. Ali Liera right there as well in the 6th position. And McIntyre, I thought he cleared. Was little contact between himself and Gunther, but I think he might be clear this time for third place. He's got thoughts about second. Little contact there into the Back to Bristol 2022 logo on the left rear quarter panel of Batson's red car. And McIntyre pushing up the track off of 4. Nick Gunther had thoughts about sticking it in there 3 wide. Thinks better of it, at least for the moment. This all going up for the runner-up spot. Almost a full second behind your race leader, Jovan Anderson. Jovan trying to pick up his first win of his SRX Series career. In his first start, you saw the caution out. Yellow flag waves for the first time here in Stage 2. Looks like the wreck was right at the start-finish line, and that might have been Michael Norman again. Dylan Young is also quite a ways back here. So we'll see exactly who it was. Probably the one driver who would not have liked to have seen that caution at that point was Jovan Anderson, because he was driving away from the rest of the field. Let's see if we got a chance here under pacing. Let's go back and see first what happened to Michael Norman on the initial start of this race, because he just got all used up over in 3 and 4. So here's what happens on the back straightaway. Keith Batson going to drive as hard as he can off of turn 2 to clear Michael Norman. May have misjudged whether he was clear or not. Norman gets into the wall. That's what stacks them all up. And then I think he gets another shot from behind from somebody. Maybe the yellow car of Seth Cole. No, actually, it might have been Benjamin Miles. Pushing up the racetrack, and does Miles get the wall? Yeah, he did. He got the wall, but Michael Norman got it a ton. That's steel guardrail there, too. That's not a safer barrier. That's pretty heavy contact to the right side of Michael Norman's machine. So that's what happened at the initial drop of the green flag to start the second stage. Now let's see what happens at the start-finish line, and it is indeed going to be Dylan Young and Jesse Turner getting together, it would appear. So it was a battle around the 9th, 10th position. Dylan Young, who already is now in a backup car after flipping upside down the back straightaway during the first stage. Oh, and then he's going to get a shot from Michael Norman, so Norman even more damage. Turner, pretty good contact there. Look at Carson Gum up ahead. Oh my gosh. Did he get through that? Okay, we got to take a look here from Carson Gum's perspective, because that was scary and cool all at the same time. Watch this. There's the wreck ahead. Gets into the back of Turner a little bit. Now watch him split to the inside of Turner, to the inside of Dylan Young. There's Michael Norman still footing the throttle, sliding back up into the entrance of turn number 2. Now turn number 1. Watch this. Yikes! He did get tagged in the driver's side door, maybe more around where that fuel cell opening is. Yeah, I think I can see the damage there around the Back to Bristol logo. But that could have been a lot worse for Carson Gum. So the co-champs make some contact there going into turn 1. 4-car incident. And more importantly, remember, Carson Gum ended up starting pretty much shotgun on the field because of the fact that he won the first stage. Jesse Turner was also back there after finishing second, so both of them subsequently back in the proverbial hornet's nest in the second half of this race. That's kind of the you got to figure out the lesser of two evils with this type of race with the inverted field in between the first and second stages. Do you want to go for those points in stage 1 and then run the risk that you may not be able to gain back the track position lost when the field gets inverted for stage 2, or do you play it safe, run at the back for stage 1 and then take advantage of the track position in stage 2? I mean, Jovan Anderson, our race leader, he finished in 9th in our first stage, and so therefore he ended up starting 3rd for the second stage. And where do we see him now? Out in front leading this race. I mean, I guess it all comes down to near the end of the season where your competitors are for the championship, whether you go for those stage 1 points or not. It's only an interval of 1 point per position for the first stage. It's 2 to 3 points per position for the second stage. Anderson's huge lead is gone, and now Levi McIntyre wanting to put the pressure on him. Levi McIntyre really had a struggling season last year. That's another thing, too. A number of drivers had really good performances last year. But there were a lot of teams that really struggled. Levi McIntyre, Benjamin Miles, Dylan Young. Those are teams that are coming into season 2 looking for redemption as the caution is out. I believe that is the 5th time overall today, 2nd time here in Stage 2, and this one may have involved the aforementioned Benjamin Miles. Turner appears to have just run to the back of Dylan Young, so now he's got some nose damage. Let's go back and see what happened to Benjamin. Saw him and Michael Norman get together there in turn 3 on the first lap of this second stage. He was fourth on the starting grid here for stage 2, and looks like he and Ali Liera might be getting together here in a battle for 7th on the back straightaway. Hard to tell from that angle if Ali came down or if Benjamin came up. Maybe they both did a combination, and contact there from Jesse Turner into Benjamin Miles ends up completing the spin over into turn 3. Let's see if we can get another angle here, see if we can figure out who did what in terms of movement off of turn 2. Hopefully this will give us a good camera shot. Well, not great. If you just barely look back there, doesn't look like the pink car of Ali Liera came down at all, so I'm going to assume that it might have been Benjamin Miles pushing up a little bit. Well, I guess Turner maybe didn't run into the back of Dylan Young, because you can see he had that front end damage with the contact between himself and Benjamin Miles. Thought there might have been a stack up on the back straightaway under pacing, but apparently that was not the case. So Benjamin Miles will obviously be towards the rear of the field for this upcoming restart, but it looks like all of our drivers are still running. Turner has just returned back to the racetrack. They have taken the nose off of that machine, but he is still going to continue on, and according to scoring, he is still on the lead lap. If you're kind of wondering what it looks like, there you go. That's what an SRX car looks like when it doesn't have a hood. Still waiting for the light to go out top of the pace car here. So if they do go out next time, we should be restarting with, I believe, 12 laps to go. Jovan Anderson trying to win in his debut here in the NNSCRA SRX Series. Levi McIntyre right behind in second. Another first-time hopeful in Nick Gunther. Lines up in third. Seth Cole is fourth, and Keith Batson right now is in the 5th position. As things currently look, we are guaranteed a new winner here at Stafford. Jesse Turner was the winner of the inaugural race last season. For those that are wondering about what the schedule looks like, Stafford here tonight, 5 flags next week, then we go dirt track racing at Knoxville. Lucas Oil will be where the midway portion of the season takes place. Back to dirt racing at Eldora. Then at South Boston Speedway, Slinger Speedway. That track was a lot of fun last year. And then Nashville Speedway is our season finale where the champion, or maybe champions, will be crowned. Green flag in the air. Jovan Anderson, as soon as he got to that restart zone, he was on it, and he caught Levi McIntyre flat-footed. McIntyre now under fire from Nick Gunther for 2nd place. Seth Cole right there as well in the 4th spot. Looking to take advantage if Gunther can't complete the pass on McIntyre. A little contact exchange between the two off of turn 4. Looked like there might have been a car spinning through the infield there. Not certain if my eyes are playing tricks on me or not. I don't see a caution waving yet. We're still green. So maybe it was an infield vehicle that I saw there. McIntyre and Cole getting together. Nope, there's dust in turn 1. There was definitely a spin in the infield. So if we don't have a caution and the opportunity to look back, then you guys will be seeing what happened to whom on the front straightaway, courtesy of the NNSCRA split cam, is Gunther into 2nd. Now can he get up to Jovan Anderson is the question. Let's go on board. smooth with the throttle. Trying to close up the gap between himself and Jovan Anderson, which last time by was just a tick under 0.4 of a second. Pushed up through the center of 1 and 2 that time. That might lose him a little ground. Levi McIntyre right there. If Gunther makes a mistake, wide exit out of turn 4 for the Teal machine, and that does open the door for Levi McIntyre into turn 1. Jovan Anderson's got to be loving this. Seth Cole all by himself in the 4th position. Carson Gum has worked his way up now to 5th, just ran his fastest lap of the stage, and into the wall goes Ali Liera, courtesy of Dylan Young, kind of squeezed her up there into the outside wall. Ali's going to drop from 6th now back to the 8th position as a result, as Austin LaPlante got around her also. Gunther back to 2nd, 5 laps to go here at Stafford. Does he have enough time now to get up there to Jovan Anderson? 2 new faces, certainly no strangers to getting behind the wheel of a race car, but the first time that they are turning laps here in the NCRA SRX Series. Contact between Gunther and Levi McIntyre. And Gunther goes for a spin in the infield grass from 2nd position. No caution will wave as a result, though. We still remain green. And the gap is huge from Jovan Anderson back to McIntyre. Now the caution is out, and that may end the race. Caution is out with Anderson coming to 3 to go. I do not believe this race is going to get back green. Jovan Anderson more than likely was going to win this race even if we had stayed green to the finish, but it looks like he'll be winning the season opener here at Stafford Motor Speedway under caution. And this does give us the opportunity now to be able to go back and take a look at not only the Nick Gunther spin, subsequently also what brought out the caution. It may have been Gunther's spin that brought the yellow flag out, but also whoever the other spin was through the front straightaway infield grass. Before we do that, we'll stay here with our race leader, potentially race winner, as he'll see the white flag this next time by. It doesn't take them long, even under pacing, to complete a lap at Stafford. But what a debut for Jovan Anderson. First start of the season, first start of his career, and he'll be picking up the checkered flag in the season opener of the 2nd season of the SRX Series. Levi McIntyre right now slated to finish in 2nd. And Seth Cole would be 3rd. Carson Gum, our Stage 1 winner, would be currently slated in 4th. And Dylan Young would complete the top 5. Of course, mechanical problems could happen here. That's why we stay until the checkered flag, just to make sure these guys all do cross the start-finish lines and secure their top 5 positions. A couple more corners to maneuver at 40 miles per hour for the Scion SRX machine of Jovan Anderson. What a debut here today. He'll take the checkered flag and a crazy one this evening at Stafford Speedway. Jovan Anderson, your winner in the Season 2 season opener. And now, as it is official that he has won this race, celebration begins for him, and we're going to go back and look at some replays. So who was the first one that went spinning through the infield grass? I'm wondering if it might have possibly been Keith Batson. See if we can pinpoint who it was. Well, might have been Michael Norman, actually. And indeed it was Norman. Well, this was not a kind season opener to one of the co-champions, co-defending champions, I should say. Benjamin Miles gets into Norman there. Loops him around on the front straightaway. I'm a little surprised the caution didn't come out for that spin, especially with the fact that that spin was up on the racing surface. But no caution came out. And Michael Norman was able to point the thing back in the right direction and continue on. Short tracks breed short tempers. We saw earlier on Michael Norman, Benjamin Miles make some contact. Wonder if that was any follow-up as a result. And I don't think Nick Gunther is going to be all that thrilled with Levi McIntyre after we take a look at this replay either, because this was a good battle that these two had for second place. It's kind of a shame that it came to an end the way it did. But here it was, off of turn 4. Gunther may have gotten a little loose and lost momentum, but Levi McIntyre certainly did push up into his left rear quarter panel as well. Spins him around through the infield grass. And Nick Gunther, who was in line to more than likely finish at least in the podium in either second or third place, is not going to get that result after that contact. Now, he does get the car refired. Let's see if him coming back up onto the racetrack, if that's what brings the... Oh, the caution's out at this point. So I guess the caution did come out for Nick Gunther's spin. Maybe because it was earlier off of turn 4 than Michael Norman's spin right in the front straightaway. But that is what's going to end this race, though, and give us our finishing results, which we will show to you now. Jovan Anderson with the victory. Second place to Levi McIntyre. Seth Cole in third. Carson Gum fourth. And Dylan Young completing the top 5. Austin LaPlante will finish in 6th. 7th for Allison Liera. Jesse Turner was 8th. 9th for Nick Gunther after that spin we just showed you. Benjamin Miles in 9th. Keith Batson, or make that Benjamin Miles rather, in 10th. Keith Batson will bring it home in 11th. And Michael Norman, after his spin, never got a chance to recover. He's going to finish in the 12th position. So not the season opener that Michael Norman was looking for. But Jovan Anderson, certainly a season opener, a career opener for him with the victory here today at Stafford Motor Speedway, as we will now show you the point standings heading into next week's race at Five Flags Speedway. Jovan Anderson, obviously, with the victory. Carson Gum with the win in the first stage. That's why you see the field not necessarily here in the point standings in the same order of what they finished, because points are awarded in both the first and second half of each respective race. But this is what your point scenario looks like heading into next week. We appreciate everybody that tuned in here tonight to the season opener of the second season of the NNSCRA SRX series. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. Once again, a big thank you to everybody that is in this field because of the fact that they donated to the Back to Bristol 2022 GoFundMe. If you would like to be a part of this field here even as early as next week, down in the description below is the GoFundMe link. Any amount that you donate automatically gets you a guaranteed ride in this series, as well as other special events coming up here between now and the month of September. But once again, thank you all for tuning in here tonight. Congratulations to Jovan Anderson on the first win of the season. Good night from Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll see you next week at Five Flag Speedway as you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.